This one is whoa. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. So mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. What's up, y'all? Just look it up. Woo! Gotta go. What's up, what's going on, y'all? This is your man, Sterling. Welcome to another episode of Side Spot. We're talking about emotional healing today. Yeah, invent yourself. You just got finished listening to one of my singles, Ain't Not in the background. I'm gonna start from the beginning. In the background, I'm getting ready to drop Young, and you have to listen to this song. This is about a 13-year-old boy engaged, yeah, in sex with an adult. This song is about me. We don't pay attention to what happens to our little boys, right? In any capacity. We would never send a little girl to an all male run care center, but we send our little boys any and everywhere, never thinking for a moment. Yeah, that wasn't my story, but that's the thinking. But when you're at this age of 13 as a young male and you messing around with an older girl, aka woman, right? We get a pat on the back, the attaboy. The long-term effects of this kind of interaction are never considered. Yeah. This was actually my third year. Yep, yep, yep. I feel like I have no choice. Get it out of my head. All right. It's 10 years old. I just think that what I know more. I think. Yeah, so this is the dance mix, man. And get it out of my head. All right. I think that I just think that what I know more. I think it's hard to eat. Hiya, good morning, welcome back. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Some of y'all say it's too early for all of this. It's too early. I ain't even had my coffee yet. Well, I'm gonna give you something to listen to while the others gather themselves, go and get your coffee. Run and get your coffee. I'm gonna play one more song for you, and then we're gonna go on and get it in. Don't forget today's topic: emotional healing, inventing yourself. This is number two on the list of 10 tips for emotional healing. Let's have it. And well, line up, line up, line up. All right, here's what we want to listen to right now. This is my favorite song off the album. Line up. Oh, my little South flavor. I enjoy doing this song. Like all of them, but this one, I enjoy it. Got that South flavor to it. Got me running. Man, I go down. What's going on, y'all? What's happening? What's popping? What you know? I can always tell you this from I'm Maisel early before another episode of Sci-Fi Live. Yeah, lots to talk about. Mankind's minions. Everybody out there doing man's bidding. Forgetting about the necessity of doing that for the creator. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I titled the last album God's in the Man's World. Yeah, that's exactly why. Because man's running this thing. The devil is winning. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. And if you say, well, not in my life, that's part of the problem because it's not just about your life. It's not just about your life. Right? This is bigger than you. This is bigger than me. This is about mankind's condition. Mankind's condition. Right? You have to read your scripture. You have to read your Quran. You have to read your Torah. You have to read whatever it is that you profess to follow. And you tell me that the devil ain't winning. He is winning. That's why you're in the condition that you are, because he is winning. Look around you. No, I don't mean look at everybody else. Look at how you're living. Look at what you have put first in your life. Look at what you have allowed to become you. Yeah. Just look. And don't frown your face up at me. Don't get mad at me. You are the one who made the choice, right? To embrace religion. You made the choice. You are the one who made the choice to be an affiliate. You made the choice. Yeah. And the list goes on and on and on. These are choices that you made yourself, that you make on your own. Don't say that you were taken hostage, because you can't. Don't say that you were coerced, that you were under duress. No, you made these choices because you believe, for some believed, that this was the solution. In most ways, it is. But you have to go a little deeper. You understand? You have to do some work on yourself in order for you to be able to experience the condition that you're reading about. God will never change the condition of a people until the people change the condition of themselves. The condition of a people, humanity, until humanity learns to bow down, right? The condition will remain. Satan has all of his people. He didn't have to create a whole new path. He's on the path of the righteous. And eventually, you'll discover him. He's hiding in plain sight. You experience him every day. You experience him every day. You welcome him every day. Yeah. See, you still don't understand your own humanity because you become a black man, a white man, an Asian man. You become a Christian, a Jew, a Catholic. Yeah. You become the driver of the Mercedes, the driver of the Aston Martin. You become you become all of these things. Some things people gave to you to be. Some people invited you to be a part of something that you thought you wanted to be a part of. The secret societies, you know. You know the secret societies. They exist all over, everywhere. And it's more than one. So stop thinking you know what I'm talking about in its entirety. Because you might be able to think of one. But it's the one that's bigger than Washington. Yeah. It's one that's far bigger than all of that. There's an ugliness. There's a darkness that's so dark that it's frightening. Yeah. 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 The one that you have deemed to be the problem in our society, because that's what they told you. Yeah. That's what they want you to think the problem is. The sickness that these people bear, that they impose upon us. Oh, that's a conspiracy theory. See, remember, the truth is a conspiracy theory. Yeah. And the lies are the truth. Did you get that one? Did you see it on Facebook? Did you see it on TikTok? On Instagram? Or any of your favorite social media platforms? Well, then it must be true. It's got to be true. That's part of the conditioning that we have embraced. If they said it on TV, it's truth. If they said it in this book, the good books, it's got to be the truth. So don't question the truth, because when you question the truth, you become the lie, you become the liar, and people get away from you. They get away from you. And then 10 years from now, they're saying, do y'all remember when when Sabir said such and such in that record, hiding in plain sight? Do y'all remember what he said? Do you remember what Sabir said in his book, Code Black, that was released in 2013 about the conditions that remove so many Black fathers away from the family, out of the household? Do you remember? I said it in 2013. I was writing it in 2011. It's 2026. I told, but you don't want to listen to me. You want to listen to somebody who's shaking their ass on the stage. You want to listen. Oh, I'm talking about whoever it is on stage. You thought I was talking about a dancer, a performing artist? No, I'm talking about the politicians. You don't see the dances they do? Because you're too busy dancing with them. Yeah, you the drum beat. Right? They done pulled you in. Right? When you look at who you have become, you have to ask yourself, was it all your idea? The seed was planted. I'm trying, listen to what I'm saying to you. Regardless of what they tell you in society, right? I am the senior member of this damn village. You understand? See, we've moved away from the patriarchal structure, the matriarchal, the hierarchical structure. We've moved away from that. We've gone off on our own. When grandma said stay away from little boo-boo and the rest of them, you should have listened. You should have listened. We've gotten away from that. We realized a long time ago that the village concept of living is the most successful way to live. That the community has to be, is, even from a clinical perspective, filled with the therapeutic value of community, treatment, helping each other get through things. But when you have all of these people who run around with all these narratives, you don't know what to believe. Me and Mr. Mike talked all the time. Mr. Mike knew what he was talking about. He told us the truths. He did. Listen to what I'm telling you. Your friends don't know a damn thing. You think they do? Why y'all all still hanging together? Why are y'all all in the same condition? Why are y'all all? Understand what I'm saying? All of you. All of us. There's layers to this. There's layers to this. There's me, and then there's everything and everyone around me. Right? We use the noun concept. Right? A person, place, or thing. These are all the layers that you have to fight through every day. There's you and everything else. You are the center, the nucleus of everything that gravitates towards you, that wants to access you. Why do you think the government is so preoccupied with minding your business? Yeah, you're that important. that they want to mind your business, that they want to know how you're spending your money. They want to know what you're driving, who you're hanging with, what you're talking about in the personal confines of your own mind. Not your house, your mind. All of these things, right, need an adjective, a verb, a pronoun. See, it's not until you kind of move along in life and begin to get wise and wiser, and you begin to understand the significance of science in school, of language in school, of math in school. All of these things are significant. They're very significant. They they uncover hidden truths. There was a time when these things, see, there was a time when all this stuff that we were learning in school was significant to living. I want you to understand that. When you had biology, right? You didn't have psychology. You had biology. So you could understand your humanity, right? Then you add on psychology. So you have to understand all of this turns into the system that controls us all. Yeah, this you think we're educated on this stuff, and you say, well, we don't need it. But the very people who are destroying us know all of this. They have all of these scholars. They have all of these hidden societies, all of these books that shape and mold the society into the way they want it to be. And once you absorb it, there's no turning back. Why do you think it's suggested that the recovering person, so-called, is suggested to do a 90 and 90, make 90-day meetings in 90 days? Make 90 meetings for the first 90 days. What do you think happens on day 91? The same thing that has been happening for 90 days. Now it's day 125. What do you think that person is doing on the 125th day after the 90 and 90? The same thing that they were doing for 124 days. Now just imagine how many things that you have been doing since birth and haven't changed. And haven't changed. Even the person that's doing the 90-90 is changing because they are looking at life through a different lens after the first 30 days. You begin to incorporate structure in your life, structure that is necessary for the human being, right, to live and enjoy life. Begin to do step work. Begin to surround themselves with people who are not necessarily clean, but who are seeking to learn to live and enjoy life without the use of drugs. You understand? That don't mean everybody ain't getting high. There's recovery, then there's relapse. I want you to understand, so whatever it is that you have in your life, whatever it is that you have latched onto, that somebody said that there's a solution to, look at it. I try to give you every facet of life because life is multifaceted. The human being is multifaceted. Everything that you've been exposed to in life that somebody said works, what did they tell you? Trust the process. It works when you work it. Stop getting ready. Just do it. All these different, cliches and things like that you've heard throughout the years, they have meaning to them. Just think about it. What did Nike mean by just do it? What do they represent? You have so many people say, I'm working on it. Well, what do you mean you're working on it? Working on it means that you're physically doing something, but what is the it that you're working on? What does it mean to work? Does that mean I'm still avoiding it? Does that mean I'm still in denial about it? What does it mean? This is how your decision-making process goes in your life, the life that's yours, that others keep interfering in, that you allow others to interfere in. You allow others to interfere in your life. You befriended these people. You joined this group. Yeah. You logged in to SciSpot. Why? Why? What are you looking for? What piqued your interest? It damn sure ain't me, right? What piqued your interest? Stop overlooking that. Some people are just thumbing through. Let me stop in here. But you've been here for over a minute. The algorithm told me that. You've been here for over a minute. Do you know the first 15 seconds is the most important to anything? Don't hold me to that literally, but I'm just saying 15 seconds is a long time to interact with anything. How long is a handshake? That's how much time I said, hey, how you doing? My name is Sabir Aleem. I'm president of Daddy's Right Here Incorporated, a nonprofit family services organization that seeks to decrease father absenteeism. We have fatherhood classes. We have workshops. We have a lot of activities that parents, caretakers, stakeholders, but that's just an add-on. It all depends on how long I'm holding your hand. But the first few seconds is the introduction of who I am, what I represent, what we do. If I got you longer than that, we're going to be sitting. Right? So that's what I represent. I am my brand. I, without name, am my own brand. In all of my characteristics, with all of my attributes, with all of my shortcomings, I am my brand. I destroy my brand, nobody else. I stop forward progress, nobody else. I am 65 years old. Nobody has interfered with my flow other than me. You are in your own damn way. Stop blaming. Stop blaming. Stop with this belief of, as a black man, you can't achieve nothing because the white man's going to hold you back. It's bullshit. Stop telling people that. Stop selling it. Y'all stop buying it. Stop buying it. Most of my teachers, elementary school up to middle school, all my teachers were white. I never had anybody, I'm severe, listen, I know this is going to be hard on you, but maintenance, being a porter, that's the way to go. Yeah. Listen, stop trying to do something else because it's never going to come. It's never going to happen. I never had those kind of conversations come to me. Sure, I had the bottles and rocks thrown at me. I had buses that were attacked and we fought back, and I had all of that. Hate is a choice. That was what those people did. That didn't mean that every white person wants to do that to me. My experience is that it seems like damn near every black person wants to do that to me. You want to tell me about your experience? Inventing yourself means that you need to take a look at what's happening around you that is happening for you. You have to turn this into a learning curve. You have to make this challenge a moment for you to begin to see how to navigate through life itself. Because the asshole that's at the gas station right now, that's taking up 2 spaces and you can't get your car and he's inside ordering a sandwich and you got to either wait because that's the only tank that has the 91. The rest of the tanks don't have 91. You have to just accept that. You want to stand there angry the whole time waiting for that driver to come out and move their car? Or do you want to go to another gas station? Or do you want to wait for them to come outside so you can go ahead and cuss them out to let them know who you are, whoever that is? Like, that's going to change the fact that, because how do you know they even realize, like, no, I did this, man. I drove up to the school this morning to drop off the 3-year-old, and like it's a big area there where they have construction stuff parked there, so you have to tread slowly. It's people with their vehicles parked all the way out to here because they don't want to pull all the way in because then somebody will pull behind them, right? And then they'll have to wait a few minutes for that person just to sign their child and get back in the car and leave. They're that much in a rush that they park their vehicle 60 feet away from the parking space, but can't nobody get to the parking space. And if one person does that, then another person do that. Now you got 3 vehicles parked there, parking spaces in front of them, but they don't want to park all the way up there because they're going to have to wait so damn long. The person got to sign their child in and leave. So I got people just zipping in and out, got people zipping around me. I'm finding a place so I can park, so I can walk my behind to the door. What's the difficulty in that, right? So you're going to always have that happening. Not just there. You're going to have it happen again, right? When they're outside landscaping and their truck happens to be parked at your driveway, you can't park in your driveway because they just zipped in and wanted to grab some stuff from the back because it was convenient to be able to do that. They need to clean the stuff up. You want to complain if it's there. Like, you see all this stuff that keeps happening. Like, why are you doing all of that? You're doing too much. So that means that there's some healing that needs to happen, right? So 10 tips for emotional healing. We started off with number 1 on the list would be yourself. You must be yourself. This means asking for what you want, setting boundaries, having your own beliefs and opinions, standing up for your values, wearing the clothes you want to wear, eating the food you want to eat, saying the things you want to say, and then 100 other ways being you and not somebody small or false. And we talked about respect because I can't do everything I want to do. I can't say what I want to say. I have to want to say something that's not hurtful, right? Which takes work. When you think somebody's really deserving of this tongue lashing for this stupid move you just made, parking your vehicle there, right? So the want has to change. So don't think that you can say what you want and that it's acceptable, because you got to look at the fact of what it is that you're saying could be harmful to the other person. If you want to be harmful to somebody, that's fine. But why do you want to be harmful to somebody? Who are you to make the determination that somebody deserves to get cussed out because you didn't like what they did? Because everybody must act like you. So number 2 on this list, right? Asita the model, Gary V.I.H. Villimos, and Vitaly. Good morning. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Number 2 is invent yourself. I just talked to you for the past 40 minutes about how you allowed others to invent you. Because we do it. It starts out with parenthood. Right? It starts out with parenthood. Our parents are not perfect. Our parents are not always right. Our parents don't always have the right information. They don't know that our parents are misinformed. They were informed by their parents. misinformed by their own parents. Our parents have taken on things just like you do every single day, taking information in and making it their truth. People forget that parents are human too. Well, at least the child does. Invent yourself. Let's go to the article. You come with attributes, capacities, and I thought it said productivities. Proclivities. Let me look that up. I told you about looking words up. Proclivities definition. Because I like to explain things, not just throwing words out. So proclivity. Proclivity. A tendency to choose or do something regularly. An inclination or predisposition toward a particular thing. So we go back to, you come with attributes, capabilities, and proclivities, right? And you are molded in a certain environment. But at some point, you must say, okay, this is what is original to me, and this is how I have been formed. But now, who do I want to be? You reduce your emotional distress by deciding to become a person who will experience less emotional distress, a calmer person, a less critical person, a less egoistic person, right? A more productive person, a less self-abusive person, and so on. Your choice. Your choice. Everything you feel right now, you choose to feel because you don't address it. Because you don't address it. So let's go back to the beginning. You come with attributes. Hold on. Hold on. Do you know what attributes are? How do you come with attributes? This article comes from Psychology Today. Where do you get attributes from? Okay, to you believers out there, right? Man, that's women too. When I say man has destroyed the earth. You watch Bambi, you watch you watch what is the blue people thing, right? They're talking about man. That includes woman. So man comprises of all human beings. So man, you come with attributes, right? How are you created? In his image and likeness made. In his image and likeness made. You want me to stop there? You catching up now? In his image and likeness made. Look up image and look up likeness so you can understand. This is important. His likeness and image is inclusive of his attributes. The all-knowing. Wow. How do you have that ability? If you're connected. Yeah. You have to be connected. You have to get the link. Right? You have to. You have to have that. Oh, you do have it though. You just don't use it. You do have it. Right? that innate ability that he gave us all. Some may be without, maybe minimal, but then that means another sense has been magnified. The same senses. We all have those senses, right? You have to understand yourself. That's part of your condition. So when I talk about healing, right, this is from a psychological perspective. You need to understand that. You need to understand your humanity. This is why we are in the condition that we're in, because we don't understand our humanity. Did anybody ever tell you about the attributes of self, the attributes of the human being? Did you not? You didn't get that part? You're not going to class then. You're not going to the right class. You're not studying with the right people. See, people are teaching you stories. It's a lot of great readings about the trials and tribulations of man and God and all his glory. But what are the trials? Oh, I get it. It's because you broke. That's a trial. And yeah, okay. I abuse drugs. Oh, yeah. That's a trial. Yeah. No. See, when you're superficial in your condition, that's as far as you can see, because you're not authentic. You're inauthentic because things have become your connection to living. Without things, you feel like you can't live. You feel like you're going to die. My phone. My car. My 99,000-inch TV. I don't know what I'd do if they turned the electric off. Just think about how many people right now, today, in this moment, as I speak, do not have power. So other than the fact that many of them are probably cold, but what drives them every day, if the phone ain't charged, it's terrible. Once that phone dies, it's it. Listen to what I'm telling you. You keep acting like it ain't that deep, but it is. See, I like silence. I like privacy. I like being alone. Matter of fact, I love it. I salivate at the thought of just sitting and chilling by myself by the beach. I salivate at the thought of it because it's something that I strive for constantly. Peace. Peace. But with all this information that you have been given, especially that great information off of social media, don't you feel like you're living a wonderful life? But who's living the life? So when it talks about here, about the attributes, you have to look at all of the things, the capacities and the proclivities, all of these hopes, dreams, and aspirations, all these things that you want to do, that you can do, but you keep telling yourself something is holding you back. When you don't want to look at it, it's you. You have the capacity. You have the attributes. It's you who's in the way. It's you who's dragging your feet. It's you who are not pursuing it. You, not anybody else. You have the ability to do it. You just don't do it because you have fallen prey to the chatter of those people around you who you have given such credence to their existence that you believe everything that they say. God's in a man's world. Yeah. That's why I titled the album as such. That whole album that I just released in early February, that's what it talks about. Everything that I'm talking about on this show, everything that I've been talking about on my show since 2007, everything that I have been learning and internalizing and just absorbing it and purging myself of the other stupidity that people continue to spew out of their mouths, it has changed me because I have an understanding of my humanity. I made a decision to go to Quranic studies. I made a decision to get our Quran. I made a decision to get a Quranic dictionary. It's important. I made a decision to attend a class. Yeah, Imam Abdul Alim, right? Very scholarly person, but will tell you repeatedly, read and get an understanding befitting for your soul. Stop running around regurgitating what other people say. They can only read and get an understanding based off of their own condition. You don't know how a person is conditioned. I don't know how the imam lives his life. It's not important. That's his life. That's between him and God, not me. I'm not in that. I'm not in that. I make dua for the brother and his family, like I do all people. But I keep moving. You read and you understand for yourself. For yourself. The imam, the pastor, the minister can only give you an interpretation from their own creation. You don't know how that person lives on the inside. You have no idea. None. The sentence ends with, and you are molded in a certain environment. You have the capacity. You have the attributes. You have the proclivities. All of these things exist within a particular environment. So you are absorbing the environment in the same instance. Your conscious, your subconscious, and your unconscious operate at the same time. The human being protects itself without your help. I told y'all about the fasting that I recently did, the 72-hour fast, and what the human body does for itself. After a certain amount of hours, your body goes into shit, I can't think of it. But it's a process where everything begins to eat and remove the things that don't be that, because that's their job. Everything inside of you is doing its job when you allow it to do its job. When you don't eat all day and force your body to constantly work off of that, your body begins to purge and clean itself on its own. I took a foot soak, right? Which remove toxins out of my body, right? The body does. It's the same thing with you. You have a brain. You have a mind. You have to purge yourself, and you have the ability. You just don't. So if you're sitting here watching this now and you're feeling dis-ease, they call it disease, right? If you are feeling discomfort, that means that you lack comfort, right? Think about it. You're doing it to yourself. Anything that has dis on it, right? Think about it. And you can disconnect all of that, but you choose not to. You can't invent or reinvent yourself if you are ducking and dodging from yourself. It's in you. Where you going? You go run the drugs and you think the drugs, but it's in you. You made a decision to go get the drugs, thinking that the drugs would make you feel better. From what? You just added on another layer of pain and suffering, which could cost you your life. Back to the article. But at some point, you must say, it didn't say you should, it didn't say it'd be a good idea, it didn't say it'd be wonderful. It says, but at some point, nobody knows when that point is, but you must say, self, I have a lot of conversations with myself, out loud too, when I'm alone. Because if I do it when I'm with somebody, what's their perception of me? If I started having outside of me conversations, right, in the office, right, what would people say? You need help. That self-talk is the help. Self-talk is the help. Sometimes you have to pull the thought out of a jumbled environment. Again, it talks about environments. I'm trying to tell you. You have to pull your thought out of the crowded environment. You have to say it. You have to write it down. That's what journaling does. You have to write it down. You have to see it in front of you. See it for what it really is, not what you have made it to be. Look at it. This is what you're doing to yourself. This is what this has been doing to you. You have been dragging around grief and loss for the longest time. For the longest time. Make that a challenge, not a boundary, not a border to continued imprisonment. That's your challenge right there. Letting go. Listen to what I'm telling you. I get it. We hurt. We lose people. But once you start understanding that you should have had an intimate relationship with this person that speaks volumes of, even in your absence, I will live with you in mind. I live in Florida. I just saw Brother Rashawn. Good morning, brother. Assalamu alaikum. When I saw Brother Rashawn, his name up there, I can recollect, just like that, encounters that I had with Brother Rashawn. I haven't seen Brother Rashawn for years. I've been in Florida now 9 years. I think last time I saw him was probably 5-6 years ago. He was at a cookout at my daughter's house. Right? When you remember things mostly because of an emotional attachment to that encounter. I know Brother Rashawn from different tables. I know Brother Rashawn from going to the masjid across from me. I think it was when him and I really started having conversation. We encountered one another at the masjid, but we had encountered somewhere else. I think it was another table. But I recall him. I remember him. I can see his face. Haven't physically seen him in years. The name enlightens me. I remembered conversations with him. I'll never forget Brother Rashawn. When the law calls him back, I will never forget Brother Rashawn. You have to understand what life is. Death is life. It's not like it doesn't happen. It's not like it's one of those events that happen and you'd be like, because death, right, is inevitable. And I don't mean to wish none upon you, brother. I just want people to understand that we're living. Ain't been on the phone, ain't touched flesh, but we recollect. That's how I live through my grief. Instead of me remembering that my father was murdered, which will never be forgotten, I just remember my father. You know, everything that people get together and do at the so-called repast, right? The going home party. The process of going home started at birth. Didn't you know that? The going home party is part of the coming home party, the staying here party, the test party, whatever it is you want to call it. But it was a welcoming from the beginning. Death is coming. But we don't teach our children that because we don't want to scare them. But it's the truth. Death began at conception. You got to go through the 9 months to get out of here. Yeah. And then you make it through the 9 months and somebody slaps the hell out of you. Welcome to the pain. Come on, people. Have real conversations with yourself. I am unhappy because I choose to stay with this good for nothing Negro. All because I want to save money. And that thing is good. He hit it right. Come on, y'all. That's what you're doing to yourself. I know she doing me dirty. But she do me right when she do me. And you stay in it. But the disdain, the dissension, this. So this is what original. It said, okay, this is what is original to me. Right? And this, so now you got to write this list. Original. What is your original list? You took this, you took that, you did this, you did that. You didn't achieve this because of you. You didn't do this because of you. You start going down that list. And then a lot of people stop short of completing a list because it's so difficult to accept that I did this to myself. It's hard. I'm not telling you this is easy. I'm telling you it's hard to look at you. It's hard to see. When you keep telling yourself, I'm this kind of person, I'm that kind of person, this is who I am, and that's who I am. But, you know, we call it cognitive dissonance. Your mouth says this, but your actions show something totally different. And it's not saying that you're doing it intentionally. It talked about a less egoistic person, right? A less egoistic person. It didn't say egotistic. So when you talk about egoistic, right, you have to understand Freud's what the hell is it called? Human development. His whole layout of what human development looks like, right? You have to understand the id, the ego, and the superego. Right? Martin, what's happening? Lanuana, Odom, thank you for tuning in. Pavili, thanks for tuning in. J-Rock, what's up, cousin? Thanks for tuning in. So you have to understand, I lost my train of thought. Okay. So the list, again, this goes back to why you need to write things down, because you need to remove the thought from the clutter that goes on up here. So on this side over here, what was life for me? You got to take responsibility for all these things. And again, that's what I was saying. A lot of people look at that list and they start coming down on themselves. They start beating themselves up because the reality of you not achieving falls always on you. It doesn't fall on somebody else. It doesn't fall on somebody else. People say, well, I got pregnant, and when I got pregnant, I had to, drop out of school, and, it set me back. No, you made that choice. First of all, you made the choice, right, to engage in unprotected sex and got pregnant. That's a hard pill to swallow. Oh, you practice unprotected sex and you got this woman pregnant, this girl pregnant. Oh, you have to accept that, right? See, dudes often take the position of, yeah, but, well, the child's going to be with the mother. I still got to do what I got to do because, like, I got plans to do this. Well, she got plans too. And now the baby got plans. Other than to get out of this prison in 9 months, I got plans too. I want to get up and walk around like y'all do. I want some soda too. I want to say a few buckets too. Right? Now, you're responsible to step in there and fix all of that. You make these choices. You chose not to wrap that thing up. You chose to roll the dice. You chose that. So if you got to go to school and raise that baby, you got to go to school and raise that baby. If she's going to school at this time, you got to go to school another time. The hell with all of that. Oh, well, listen, I go to school at the same time. No, well, you take evening classes then. Help out. You made that choice. So the child hates you now, and now you're wondering why the child hates you. And your excuses, sometimes there are reasons, and then there are excuses. Yes, I made bad decisions. Yes, I should have done this. Yes, I should have done that. I should have not engaged in a relationship outside of my marriage without using protection, knowing the possibilities. I accept all of that. That's why I'm able to get through my circumstance. You got to take ownership for that. Got to understand that pain is going to be passed on. That difficulty is going to be passed on. What do you want to do? And in April 17th, 1994, I made that decision. My life can't go on like this. I can't continue to do this. I told homeboy, yo, my man, I'm not coming back. He thought I meant I wasn't coming back that night. No, bruh. I can't do this no more. I'm tired. If it ain't the Sticko Boys, if it ain't the police, if it ain't the fatigue, the absence from my family, the uninvolvement, emotional uninvolvement, being physically present to two, being physically absent from one, being emotionally unavailable from all of them, right? I can't continue to do this no more. It wasn't an impulsive thought. It was not impulsive. My legs got weaker and weaker and weaker. I started feeling like I was walking in quicksand. I was tired. So I had to write that list. And that's what happens in the 12-step process as well. I haven't touched cocaine since April 16th. April 17th was my first 24 hours, 1994. Ain't thought about cocaine. Cocaine scares the hell out of me. And I'm going to keep that fear. Right? That's the only thing that I'm afraid of. I've been there. Hell right here on earth. Hell on the inside. Satan is winning. I'm telling y'all, he's winning. Look around you. I see it. Right? Back to the article. It's how I have been formed, the old way. But now, who do I want to be? Who do you want to be now? John Jacob, thanks for tuning in. Who do I want to be now? I've spent all of these years being this person to people. I've spent all of these years acting this way because everything outside of me dictated it. Right now, I want to stop allowing any and everything outside of me to dictate who I'm going to be. Plain and simple. I'm not going. No, I don't feel like going. Yeah, I know it's your birthday and we've been friends for 20 years and I make it every day. I am not making this birthday party. I got a party going on inside of me that I'm going to attend. Has nothing to do with you. And some people will convince you, oh, that's foul. We've been friends. You're supposed to. No, I'm not supposed to. I do it because I love you. I'm not doing it because I've learned to love me more. I've learned the necessity of why I need to love me more. And if you don't respect that, okay, I do. Therefore, I'm not coming to your party tomorrow night. I'm going to stay home. I'm going to light the incense. I'm going to get out the old remote. I'm going to put my feet up. Oh, I'm going to take the plastic off of this damn TV and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to binge watch shit all weekend. I'm not answering the phone. So don't worry, nothing is wrong with me. I'm going to do me. Listen to what I'm telling you. It's the most beneficial thing that you can ever do in your life. You cut out all the chatter in your head because most of the chatter in your head has nothing to do with you. It's what you have made yourself a part of. And now you don't know how to get out of it. You don't. You don't want to hurt people, but you continue hurting you. You don't want to abandon people, but you've abandoned you. You've abandoned you. People say a lot of things about me. I don't care. I don't care what you say about me. Even if it's true. Okay. Yeah. Well, I did that too. Yeah. And I don't care. I'm not disrespectful to anybody. I don't go out to hurt anybody. And if you know me, you should know that about me. Period. Right? But I don't care. That's too much energy. Caring about what you think. That means I have to alter everything I say, everything I do. I got to tiptoe around you. For what? No, I don't. That's a choice. I like my life just the way it is. It's me, my wife, my children. Regardless of the frequency in contact, they're going to always be my children. But I'm working. I'm on marriage number 5, but they're going to always be my children, right? Oh, I got the right one this time. They're going to always be my children. But to have an expectation of me to be a particular kind of dad and not just accepting me to being the man that I am, the person that I am, and understand that that's how I'm going to be, I don't have no control over that. Right? Can you pick up the phone and call me? Yep. And have conversation? Yep. Can I pick up the phone and call them and have conversation? Yep. Do they know what I'm doing? Yep. They know how I'm doing? Yep. Right? That's a good relationship. Do they know where I am? Yeah. Right. I know where they are. Right? That's good. That's great. That's fantastic. That's all I need. I don't need for the relationship to be a particular kind of way. Right? Yes, there's things that can always improve in some capacity to some degree. I do my best at making whatever I can, but listen, stop taking yourself outside of being who you are. You don't owe anybody anything. I don't know where people came up with this. Somebody owes them something. I don't owe you anything. I gave you what I could give you. Then, and I'm giving what I can give you now. This is no layaway program. I was incapable then. I'm capable now. That's what it talks about in here, right? But then this list, you reduce your emotional distress by deciding to become a person who will experience less emotional distress, a calmer person, a less critical person, a less egoistic person, a more productive person, a less self-abusive person, and so on. Y'all see me every morning. Y'all know I'm a little local, right? I'm passionate about what I do. You see the remnants, the traces. Oh yeah, he grew up in the hood. Yeah, yeah. And not just by looking at the tattoos, because we didn't do the tattoos back then when I was, because we didn't want to have ourselves marked, right? Because that's part of the process. You get marked, you mark yourself with this. Now you're marked for life. You got this. Yeah. I'd like to see the genius figure out my markings today, because my markings are my insides. Yeah. My markings are my inside. My children and my mother are on, and my wife are on me. It's my insides. It's my peace. The other symbols that you see are my insides. You have my logo. Daddy's right here. Logo was here. You got a microphone. I had a microphone before I even did music because of what I do in terms of workshops and lectures and things. And other things. I'm not telling you the rest. You figure it out. Two wolves. One right on my throat and one below that. Which one gets fed? Yeah. I got to always allow them to eat. I don't have to feed them the way I used to feed them. Now I let them fast so you can find the balance with the id, the ego, and the super ego. Yeah. Yeah, because they give honor and praise too. You have to do this on your own. There's nobody going to do it for you. It's just not going to happen that way. Right? This is my peace and joy. Doing this with y'all. Right? John Jacob, what's happening? Life with Carm. Thanks for tuning in. So this is my therapy. I'm the clinician. So I'm not just giving you free counseling, right? But this is one of the components of Daddy's Right Here, the nonprofit family services organization that seeks to decrease father absenteeism. This is a component of the services that we provide. It's free. You would typically pay for something like this from me. This is one of the things that we offer from Daddy's Right Here. One of the components. Right. So, we should be doing classes and stuff soon, soon. I mean, like towards the end of the year, beginning of next year, trying to get these burners fired up, going to start pleading and begging for some money from y'all in a minute, because I want to listen, I'm going to show y'all the video, right? And I can share it. I'm going to show you the video that I forgot. When did I do the video? The video tells you the plan for Daddy's Right Here. Yeah. It's a whole compound. It's an office building where services take place, right? I want a horse stable, right? I want cabins, a farm, a farmer's market, a grocery store, right? A pavilion where entertainment and outside events can take place, a lake. It's all in the video. It's all in the video. I did the video years ago. When did I do the video? 2010, somewhere between 2010 and 2012. I did a whole video that shows you exactly what the compound looks like. Listen to what I'm telling you. In closing, I'm great at what I do as a clinician. I'm great at what I do as a clinician. Yeah. Yeah. It's been often said to me, and I say this humbly, by a brother, Nafis. He worked with me, and he was one of the counselors there. And he always said to me, he said, brother, what they doing, you should be doing. And he was talking about leadership. He said, you're more knowledgeable than they are. Right? He said, you should be doing this. You should be running your own. I mean, I was program director, but he was talking about at another level. I always strive to be the best, not subpar, not to just get here. I always work to get beyond my perception, because I know that when man plans, God laughs. And I know that he is the best of all planners. I cannot conceptualize what God has envisioned for me. I can only keep reaching. I know that there's something beyond the stars, that there's something beyond Antarctica's barrier. I believe that there's something far greater. Yeah. Far greater. And that's what I reach for. That's what I reach for. I don't know what it is. I don't know how far I'm going to go. I know that you're looking at a person who never wanted to see 18, who never thought he would see 21. Here I sit in front of you, 65. Haven't had a fight, physical confrontation since 1977. Been in a major car accident where my vehicle went off the highway, off 95, coming from Delaware, on my way to Philly. Car went off the highway, never touched the rail, went airborne, came down on its roof, slid through a creek. Yeah, water coming in and everything. Flipped up, found it up myself up on a partial fence right before you go to what's that hospital in Chester, in Westchester, Chester, where I think where. But anyway, part of my car was on that fence. The other part was in the tree. It had to be every bit of about 20 feet off the ground, because I slid down out of the car and into a passenger, a driver's, a driver. He was coming by. He grabbed me and brought me down. And the only thing I have is to still have the mark, a mark on the back of my hand. When you see the pictures of my car, the whole bumper was gone. One tire was completely off, snapped off. You look at your car, it was like it's a bubble around the driver's seat. I'm going to show it to you one day. I've had weapons pointed at me, 12-gauge shotgun put in my face about 5 to 8 feet away, right? Walked away from all those things. I live with intent on being the best servant that I can be. I'm no holy roller, very learned person, academically sound in the sense of human development, behavioral shaping methods. Read the books, read the Bible first, New, Old, King James, Quran, Torah, read them all. I have an in-depth understanding of my humanity. You need to get one. You're not these things. You're not these things. Yeah, you're not these things. It's like you tell people, like, you are not your mental illness. You're not. You are not a formerly incarcerated person. You're not. You're a human being. This just happens to be part of your trials and tribulations. And you have to learn how to master living and not and stop mastering dying. Spiritual death is the worst that you could ever live. That's not rotten. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I am your host, Amir. Join me tomorrow for a lead. I think the inside store. Take yourself shopping, buy some of our merchandise, and you'll be able to, while you're watching me, pop up, click on the store. I got some help that we have right now on connected. But Sasquatch, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 a.m. live, effective March 1st. This show, Daddy Money Live, will no longer be on TikTok. I'll be doing other things, but those shows will not be here on TikTok. They will be on Facebook Live, on my severely educational station, on YouTube. That's where you'll be able to find Spot and Daddy's Right Here Live. Please join me. Please don't leave me because I'm not on TikTok. I'm not leaving you. I'm only restructuring some things, right? That are more advantageous, for my business. TikTok has been dragging its feet in approving my store on TikTok. They keep saying they need this. They keep saying they need that. I gave them everything they need. I'm legitimately on TikTok as the business. The same information they want for me to establish a business, it's the same information they ask for me to have my merchandise. I don't have time for that, right? I don't have time for the games. I am trying to set up a legacy. So my wife don't have to continue to work, that she has her own company, that my children now have their own company, right? A lane for you. It's a family-owned business, right? I don't have time for the other stuff. So Facebook has provided me with everything that I need to establish what I need as a bona fide store. You can enjoy Daddy's Right Here Live, and you can make purchases from our store, a lane for you, right while you're there, right? So listen, TikTok, I need you, right? March 1st, y'all got 5 more days, man. 5 more days. March 1st is it. But listen, thanks for tuning in. Again, I'm your host, as always, Sabir Lane. Peace. Name of the song, Line Up, which is the name of my fourth album, number 5. Race back. 38. On Wednesday, on South Spot, number 3 on that list, love and be loved. We're going to cover that. Love and be loved. Right up. Hey, for my line dancers out here, this album was made for line dancers, right? Tell me what you got. Let me see what you got. It's 10 minutes long. Don't y'all make me get in front of the camera and make up on myself now. Y'all got those talents. But yeah, if y'all like the flow, because it's a nice flow, right? Listen for my 60s and over. Y'all know what we do. That's the new 40. That's what if you have never listened to my music before, now would probably be a good time. Go to your platform right now after the song. Check it out. Also, make sure you check out leadforyou.net. Check out some of our One nation under the roof, liberty, justice, and all. All right, y'all. I will see you tomorrow on the other side.